Deep within the heart of a vast African forest, there lived an old storyteller whose words carried the weight of generations. Every night, children gathered around his fire to hear stories of spirits, magic, and forgotten worlds. But one night, he told a story that made the fire itself seem afraid. He leaned forward and whispered, "Beyond the forbidden forest, there is a village that disappears every midnight." The children laughed nervously, thinking it was only another tale meant to scare them. But one boy did not laugh. His name was Kato. Kato was curious, brave, and stubborn in ways that often got him into trouble. While the other children ran home after the story ended, Kato stayed behind, staring into the dark forest beyond the village.
Gather close.
Something about the elder's words felt real. That very night, when the moon rose high above the trees, Kato made a decision that would change his life forever. He took a small lantern, stepped quietly past the sleeping huts, and walked toward the forbidden forest. At first, the forest seemed normal. Crickets chirped, leaves rustled in the night wind. But the deeper he walked, the quieter everything became. Too quiet. Soon, even the insects stopped singing. Only the sound of his footsteps remained. Then, suddenly, the forest opened. Before him stood a village glowing softly under the moonlight. Lanterns hung between huts. Fires burned warmly. Drums echoed through the night as villagers danced and celebrated as if nothing in the world could harm them. Kato couldn't believe his eyes. He had found the village. Slowly, he walked inside. The people welcomed him with smiles, offering food and laughter. The drums beat louder, and the dancing grew wilder. But something was wrong. Kato looked down at the ground and felt a cold shiver crawl through his body. None of the villagers had shadows. The firelight danced on the ground, but the people cast no darkness. Before he could speak, a massive drum sounded in the center of the village. Boom! Every villager froze. Boom! The sky darkened as wind swept through the trees. Boom! The village chief stepped forward, his glowing eyes locked onto Kato. "Midnight is coming," he said. And then something impossible happened. The huts began to fade. The fires flickered and dissolved into glowing dust. The villagers themselves started turning into mist, their bodies drifting like smoke in the wind. The village was disappearing. Kato ran. He sprinted through the forest as whispers followed him through the darkness. Kato, Kato, Kato. By the time the sun rose, he collapsed at the edge of the forest, shaking and exhausted. When he told the old storyteller what he had seen, the elder's face turned pale with fear. "You saw it," the old man whispered. "Then the spirits have chosen you." Kato didn't understand. But that night, something strange happened. As he lay in his hut, unable to sleep, the distant sound of drums echoed again from the forest. Boom! 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 When he lifted his arm, he gasped. A glowing symbol had appeared on his wrist. The old storyteller saw it the next morning and trembled. "It is the mark of the spirits," he said. Then he told Kato the truth. Hundreds of years ago, a powerful village once stood deep within the forest. Its people were proud and wealthy, blessed with gold, land, and strong harvests. But pride led them to perform a forbidden ritual meant to control the spirits of the forest. They believed they could command nature itself. Instead, they awakened something far more powerful. The forest spirits descended in fury. Lightning split the sky, the ground shook, and the spirits cursed the village. From that night forward, the village would exist only between sunset and midnight. Every night it would appear, and every midnight it would vanish. Its people trapped forever between the world of the living and the world of the dead. But the spirits also left one chance for freedom. One day, a child marked by the forest would come, a chosen one who could break the curse. And now, that child was Kato. Though fear gripped his heart, Kato knew what he had to do. At sunset, he returned to the forest. This time, the forest seemed alive. A giant hyena stepped onto the path before him, its eyes glowing like fire. But instead of attacking, the hyena spoke. "Turn back," it warned. "Few who walk this path ever return." Still, Kato continued. Soon he reached a river glowing with strange light. In its waters, he saw visions of the past, the ancient village, the forbidden ritual, and the moment the spirits unleashed their curse. Ghostly children appeared along the riverbank, laughing softly before fading into mist. Then the forest revealed a hidden path, and once again the village appeared. This time, the spirit chief was waiting. "The forest has chosen you," the chief said. "You must finish what we began."
What must I do?
Beneath a giant baobab tree lay a sacred treasure, the heart of the ritual that had cursed them all. Kato stepped into a glowing circle carved into the earth and began the ancient ritual. The ground trembled, the sky erupted into a supernatural storm. Hundreds of spirits gathered around him as the symbols on the ground blazed with light. Lightning cracked across the sky, the forest roared like a living creature. And then a blinding explosion of light burst from the ritual circle. The curse shattered. One by one, the ghostly villagers began transforming into glowing particles of light. For the first time in centuries, they were free. The spirit chief smiled peacefully. "Thank you, child of the forest." Then he too faded into the sky. When the light disappeared, the village was gone. Only the quiet forest remained. At sunrise, Kato returned home. The villagers listened in amazement as the elder told them what the boy had done. From that day forward, Kato became a legend. But some nights, if you like stories like this, please subscribe for more interesting stories.